Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Stitching Colourist with Shelley Lewis. Yeah, I just want to say I apologise for not being on sooner. I had lost my colouring mojo, I'd lost my stitching mojo. In fact, I lost any craft mojo for quite some time. Partly the reason why, because for one, I've been reading a lot. As some of you know, if you do follow me on my booktube. Not to mention, I don't know what it was. I was just tired an awful lot. Well, obviously my life's got a little bit busier now. Because a couple of months ago, my mother-in-law, she had another stroke, a secondary stroke. So what I've been doing is 3 days a week I've been going to my mother-in-law's to see if she needs help with anything, to see that what she needs doing. I've been helping her with washing um and shopping, like getting shopping stuff in, basically being there for it. And I've just been tired a lot. Not to mention with the kids, I've had a lot gone on because my son, he left primary school in August. Well, it's July just gone. He's due to start high school next week. And it's just everything, when life, just everything gets at you at once. And yeah, I just went for a while where I just did not want to do any sort of craft whatsoever. And I was just either reading or I was just watching TV. Mostly I was watching Tudors. But I'll get on the video without further ado. For the last week or two, things have actually been improved craft-wise. Now, I've been obviously busy throughout the day because the kids have been off, but I have picked up my stitching mojo. It's finally come back, I think, slowly but sure. And I've been enjoying it bit by bit. I have actually started enjoying it. At the night time, I'll do some stitching, then I'll have a break and a bit like that, because after a while, sometimes my back starts hurting and I have to like lie down because it's the only thing that seems to soothe it as well. But yeah, I don't know. I was just watching some YouTubers and I thought, you know what? It's got to have been a couple of months since I did my last YouTube video. So I thought, right, I'm going to do one. Now, I have done some colouring stuff. I'm going to do that in a separate video. But for today's purposes, it's going to be a floss tube video. Don't know what number floss tube it is. I will put it in the description. But I'll show you what I've been working on. So the first one that I'm going to show you is, I had this kit not so long ago. About a couple of months ago now, I ordered my first ever kit from W.I.P. Now, I've heard a few things about these, and I was watching some videos on YouTube to see if they were a legit company, and there was. And also I joined the Facebook page, and everyone seems to be quite happy with the products. And I had a look on the site and I saw something and it just melted my heart. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I used to have a cat called Pingu, and I used to call him my prince. He was more like a daddy's boy, or I used to call him my prince. And I saw this one design on W.I.P.'s, and I saw it and I was like, that is the spitting image of my cat. This, his name, it's actually called, I think it's called, is it called Felix? It might, no, Finn. I think it was called Finn. Felix is the blooming cat advert, isn't it? Sorry about that. Not Felix, it's Finn. So yeah, that is the design. It's absolutely gorgeous, and you can see he's got a little crown on his head and he looks like a prince. Now the cat looks spitting image of the cat that I had. I don't have a photo to hand, but just take my word for it, it looks exactly like it. Now you can have this in they do Waterbies, they do large account colours, max colours, or they did a standard. Now I thought, with my first time doing it, I thought I'm just going to go with a standard. So it is a 50 by 70 centimetres with 50 colours, and I actually went for the 14 count because I thought I am a lot better with 11 count these days, but I wanted the detail in it, because I thought with 11 count, because there is a fair bit of detail, especially in the fairy wing, well, fairy wings, whatever you call it there. And I thought, I'm not sure you're going to get that with an 11 count, so I went for the 14 count. Now it came, what impressed me with this, now what of is, it is a little bit more of your more expensive brand. However, it comes with the booklet. You get a hoop. I did not put it in the hoop because the fabric was just too tough to put it in that hoop, but it will still come in handy. And it came with the threads already on these plastic things, so I'm just trying to bear in mind, because the last time my phone was at 36%, and I thought, I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. So yeah, the threads actually came already sorted on the plastic thread holders, and I've got 2 of them there, so they already came on there pre-sorted, so I didn't have to do any of that. It does include blended colours as well, and she even sorts out the blended colours together. She puts the blended colours in one hole, so you're not ferreting around trying to find the 2 separate colours. Now, I haven't done so much work on this at the moment, because like I said, 14 count, I am a little bit more struggling to do it, and I did go through my I'm not doing any craft phase. So I've only got this far. I started in the top left hand corner. I'm just doing above the wing around this part here, and that is as far as I've got at the moment. So I'm just doing round there, and there is block colours in it, but there is a fair bit of confetti as well. I feel like this design with a 14 count, because the symbol, now the printing absolutely perfect, spot on. Symbols are small though, so I am struggling that little bit more to see this one. So that's probably why I haven't worked on it as well for a bit, but I will get back onto it now. I'm getting my mojo back now. The other one that I'm working on now, I've just started working on this one again. It's one that I've had in my collection a while. I had it from W.I.P cross stitch as a review kit. Now I haven't got the bigger picture to be able to show you guys, so I don't know if you're going to see this on the thumbnail. It does include the little chart, but it's Harry Potter. You've got the Weasley house with the car in that corner. I do apologise, I haven't got a bigger picture of what I'm stitching, because like I said, well, bigger picture of the actual, what the picture is, because I've had this in my collection a while. Now, when I first started it, I started at this top corner doing a bit of back stitching around there. I can't fold it out, it's in the frame. And then I decided I was going to work down here, so I did a little bit of stitching there. Then I decided I was going to work down here. I've been everywhere on this one. I decided to do a bit of stitching on there, and then when I finally started stitching again, I've actually decided I was going to work on something significant besides background, because I think that's what was getting to me as well. Before, I was continuously stitching on background, and I wasn't stitching on anything. It was just background, and I think I was kind of burning myself out with it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to stitch on something significant. So I started stitching on the car itself, and this is how far I've got at the moment. Now I'm working 2 colours. I've done the dark blue around there for the car, and this I'm working on like a lighter blue around it at the moment. I do apologise about the lighting. So I'm working on a lighter blue around there, and this is what I'm currently working on at the moment. In fact, I was working on this before I decided to quickly do a quick floss tube video. So it's a bit of a ball like to try and get it in the frame. But I've got it in there. So the other things that I've been working on now, when the moment I started, I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick out some stitching because I haven't done any for ages. I got this one out. Now, this is from Joy Sunday, and it is Princess and Prince, and it is an 11 count, 3 strands of thread, and it's a 42 by a 52 centimetre. By the way, that Harry Potter was 11 count, and it is this one. Now, these obviously I will point out, and this is before I knew it, this is actually a Buffy Threads range. I have got this in the Buffy Threads range, and what I was going to actually do is I was going to stitch this one, and then I was going to stitch the original Buffy Threads and kind of compare them. And I did a fair bit of stitching on this last week actually, while I was watching Tudors. Now, I did start like the others in the bottom corner when I first started stitching it down there, because it's basically just one colour. You got a tiny bit of colours at the top, but I got it in my small frame and I decided to work at the top, and I've got all of that done. Now, when I started stitching again the last few weeks, I've done the majority of this. I think this was already done, and I started working from it from about there. So the last couple of weeks I've done all of this round here. I did over there, got that bit done, and that is as far as I've got. No, I think I did a fair bit of stitching with that one. I'm really pleased actually with how that one is turning out. I'm quite pleased with the progress on that. So, and I think that is what actually got me back into wanting to actually stitch again. And yeah, I think that's what actually got me into wanting to do it again. So yeah, so I've got that one. This one, I'm going to show you this. Now, I saw someone post this on Facebook, that they'd bought it. This is a cheap Halloween kit. It's actually called Haunted Hallows, and it's cross stitch Haunted House 6 years plus, and it was only $4.99. And this actually came from the range. Now, as soon as I saw this, I thought, I love that. I've got to get that. So last week I went to the range with my kids. It was before we went on the beach. My son got something for him to make, like a plaque. My daughter got some things to paint, and I picked up that. And I started it just to try it out and see what it was like. The fabric was really tough. It is really tough. And the printing's already on it. I found with this one, the printing is a little bit blends into the other one, because you can see it goes through the back. But how you've got on other printed kits where it's symbols and you stitch over, this is actual, the colour on the fabric is the colours that you're stitching with. So it's not much of a difference when you start stitching on it. But I have actually, so it's a bit hard to see, this yellow bit here, I've stitched all of that. I did that last week, and I started, if you're going to be able to see, I started this red bit here, and I just did that bit there. So that is how far I've got on that. The threads, I'll be honest though, the threads do seem quite nice actually to stitch with. I found that the threads weren't getting knotted as much as some of my other kits do. I barely had any knotting with these threads, so yeah, it was pretty good. I was quite impressed with that one. So the other kits, now I picked out this one while my daughter was in the bath. I thought, so like she was in the bath, I was in the bedroom, and I thought, right, I'm going to throw a couple of stitches in. It is, I got this ages ago. It's the Little Mermaid. I've had it in my collection for ages, probably about 3 years. I can't remember which place I had it from. It was before I actually decided to write down the places. It was either W.I.P or it was Biggest Craft or one of those places. And I have not done too much on this one at the moment. That's all I've got as far as that. I've stitched all this before. I just did while she was in the bath. I just stitched this, the blue is where the outline is like stained glass, and I stitched all around there. Did that. Did all this bit here. Did that bit and did that bit while she was in the bath. And that's all that I've done on that. But then I decided to put it away because I wanted to stitch on other kits as well. So we have that one. I'm going to show you this. This is one that I've got. Now I've got my stash bag down here. I'm going to show you this one. This is what I plan to work on in probably the next couple of months, and no, maybe me, I'll change my mind like I always do. So this is in that. Again, I haven't got a bigger picture, I do apologise. This is my white tiger with the blue eyes. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous this one is. And again, I don't think I wrote down which company this was from either. I think this one possibly might have been Biggest Craft, but don't quote me on that. Now, there is a lot of block stitching on this one, and I have not worked on this in a while, but if you've only just joined me, or if you've not seen the video previous, I'll just show you the progress I have on it. So I've stitched that was all background there. Let me just fold this because you can't see that properly. I stitched all the background there, all that pink and the red up there. So there is a lot of block stitching that, but I thought I'm going to try and stitch the eye of the tiger, so to speak, because I wanted to see what the eye actually turned out. And you may have seen this bit before, but I did the eye and it looks absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And that is how far I've got. I was impressed with that eye, so yeah, really impressed with that one. So that's going to be one that I'm going to be working on the next few months. I have worked on my Wally's Hartley, but I haven't got that with me because I left that downstairs. Now this one, I haven't worked on this one a while, but I probably will work on it in the next couple of months. I don't know if I showed you since I made more progress on it. At first I was stitching this in tent stitch because I know that a few others YouTubers like to use tent stitch for the stitching. Started stitching it in tent stitch. I found I just didn't like it. The thread just seemed too thick because you use an extra couple of threads instead of 3, and I just couldn't get used to it. But that's as far as I did. I did some of her face, some of her hair, her body there, some background up there. Found that I just couldn't get used to the tent stitch, so then I just transferred it back to normal cross stitch, and I'm loving it a lot more better. I just love the I love more the outcome of it. And you can see I stitched all her leg there going down to her feet, and then I decided to stitch some of the outline of her dress around there. So that is that one. That's my gamer girl. So that will be in the rotation. And the last thing I'm going to show you now, a couple of months ago, one of my local charity shops, now they never have any any stitching goodies really. But the one week, the one day I went in and they had loads of printed kits. No, but they were mostly animals, and I do have a lot of animal ones. So I didn't get a lot, but I got two, and one of them was this one of this tiger. And I picked it up and I thought, it was just £5 from the charity shop, well, 4.95 to be exact. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. So I picked that up. I don't know, I can't tell you where this was from, because obviously I got it from the charity. And the printing on it seems okay, actually. It doesn't seem too bad. Is that all I've done? It's hardly worth showing. It's hardly worth showing, but I'm going to show you what I did. Progress is progress, no matter how little. That is how far I've got on there. Just a bit of black under there. That's all I've done at the moment. I think I was just doing throwing a few stitches in, probably either when I don't know, when one of the kids were in the bath, or whenever I had 10 minutes free stitching time. So that's what I've done on there, not very much. So yeah, that's what I've done with these at the moment. So yeah, those are my main points, what I've stitched. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to work on this one for this month. I might actually grab something else out to put in the rotation, because I'm not screaming that one for some reason. But I wanted to show you because I thought that is what I'd started. So that is actually what, since the last time I spoke to you, that has been the kits that I've been working on. As I said, I have been working on my Wallace Hartley, but unfortunately I've left that downstairs and I'm not putting my phone on pause because, like I said, my battery was at 36%, which probably now means it's probably at about 15. So yeah, I've just quickly wanted to come on to let you guys know that I am still here. I haven't abandoned you all. I certainly haven't abandoned my YouTube channel. Life's been really busy, and kind of doing YouTube was the least of my priorities at the time. My mother-in-law, she's doing more better now. She's getting there. They said, considering that the stroke happened a couple of months ago, she's doing really well. We're really proud of her. She's definitely Miss Independent, put it that way. I've gone out with her a couple of times just to walk into town, make sure that she's all right, making sure that she has her breaks and sit downs, because she walks with one of the frames that you can sit down on, as that's got the seats as well. And even if there hasn't been particular jobs, I've just gone around there just to sit with her for a while for a chat, and it's been nice. So yeah, that's why I haven't done a lot of stitching really, because obviously that, but because I've been busy with the kids as well, and my stitching just took a back in fact, it wasn't just my stitching, it was everything else took back priority, and I thought I just need to focus on family for a while. I would love to get regular videos in, because I absolutely loved YouTube. I loved making videos, but like I said, things happen sometimes, that's unavoidable, and you just have to be there for to keep up with it. Yeah, so I think the last video I did was the Edinburgh trip one. I will be doing another trip video, which will be in a couple of weeks. On a Saturday I'm going to York, which is York City. I haven't been there before, so we'll be having a look around there, taking you guys around with me, and that's, so we've got that. Another future video I want to do soon is what I've coloured so far since I did the last colouring video, to let you know that I've still been doing stuff like that. Is there any video that you would like for me to do for you? Anything to do with my stitching or colouring wise? Some ideas, it'd be good, because get some ideas in for you guys. So anyway, I'm going to leave it here for now before my battery dies out, so I can say goodbye to you properly. As I said before, I do apologise for not being on for a while. I do appreciate every single one of you, and I always appreciate my subscribers. It really, really does mean a lot. I'm gonna get going now, see if I can grab a bit more stitching time in, and get this video uploaded. So I'll say goodbye for now, and if you've enjoyed the video, please feel free to give the video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And if you've not already subscribed, please consider pressing that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. And until next time, I'll see you again soon. So goodbye for now, guys. Bye.